Your binder might be ruining your cards, like right now. Okay, maybe it's not your binder, but it's the way you are using your binder that's ruining your cards. Or maybe it's where you store it. This is sad because our binders are supposed to protect our cards. But unfortunately, all over the internet, there's case after case of card after card getting damaged because of
bad binder behavior.
I mean, watch this clip from Rudy over at Alpha Investments and this really expensive card that is, well, no longer that expensive.
You're like, oh man, I mean, that is near mint. That is a beautiful beta card, man. And then unfortunately, you guys know what this is, right?
Yeah, that's not good. Oh, and check out these cards. They were put in sleeves for protection and yet still absolutely ruined.
Bad binder behavior.
How exactly were these ruined? Well, we'll get there because we're about to go on a journey together to talk about your binder and all the things that might be considered
bad binder behavior.
Where shall we start? Ah, the rings. If you're using a binder with O-rings, that's
bad binder behavior.
O-rings are the #1 culprit for your dented dendene, your creased chrysella, your concave crokinole. O-rings are a big oh no if you actually care about your collection, because if you add too many pages anywhere above here, when you close up your binder, the cards on your top pages will move back toward the spine and your dunsparce is done for. Use a D-ring binder. It's rounded on one edge but slanted on the other, and it reduces the chances of denting your cards by 64.209%. Okay, not really, I don't know exactly what the percentage is, but it does help a lot. Now, if you go to Target, you might come across a binder like this one. It's the Card Guard 3-ring binder. It goes for about 25 bucks. It does have a large D-ring, so we're good there. But let's take a look inside. This binder comes with 100 new 9-pocket pages, but unfortunately, they're not the best quality. If you use these pages, watch this. Oh, that's not good. Generic pages equals
bad binder behavior.
Over time, especially if you're active in your binders, you're going to tear the seams. If you're gonna use loose pages like this, I recommend the Ultra Pro pages. But these kind of pages bring us to another kind of problem. If you're not careful, this could happen. Your cards could fall out of your binder. Also, why am I on a dirt road with my Pokemon cards? Anyway, with a binder like this, any centrifugal force and your Starmies are everywhere. Plus, if you use both sides of the sleeves, front and back, you risk scratching the backs of the cards. I tested this in a previous video, and you could actually cause some pretty serious damage just by rubbing 2 cards together. Slotting 2 cards against each other is
bad binder behavior.
Also at Target, you can find the next best option, same brand, these card folio portfolio type binders, which I like because the cards inside aren't loaded from the top, they're instead loaded from the side. This greatly reduces our chances of having to pick up cards in the middle of a dirt road again. Look, I'm even spinning one full of cards on my finger, something I learned how to do in middle school because I thought it made me look cool. Although that proved to be false, at least these cards aren't flying out of the binder. Oh, and the cards aren't gonna rub back to back because of this soft backing here. And these are PVC and acid free, so they technically shouldn't erode your cards over a long period of time. Now, you might be tempted to pick up one of these cool looking binders. They've got a hardcover, which is great. They're not flimsy like the other ones. And they even got a zipper because you never wanna collect your cards with your fly down. But be careful because not all zipper binders are created equal. Although the design of this one looks really cool, when we open this up, O-rings and cheap generic protective sleeves,
bad binder behavior.
At least it has this cool leash thingy so you can, I actually have no idea why this is here. Top of the line, I really enjoy these binders here. Nice stiff covers, they feel nice. They got this zipper and they got the side loading sleeves with the backing. They're just excellent, and yeah, they're a little bit more expensive, but I mean, if you're gonna be storing your cards in here for potentially years, wouldn't it make sense to spend a little bit extra to make sure you don't lose a whole lot more? These are the ones that I use for my collection, and there's even 12 or 16 card versions, so you can have a specific slot for your reverse holographic cards if you want. That's a big binder though, but it's still legit. Now that we've got your binder covered, let's talk about how you put your cards inside of your binder. First, don't just insert a bunch of the same cards in each sleeve. I know some of you do this. You just love feeding that slot with the same Pokemon every time you pull them in a pack. Well, you know what? Your sleeve is now huge and it's stretched out and there's no coming back. And as soon as you stretch these things out, all it takes is a little gravity and yep, don't overfeed your sleeve.
Bad binder behavior.
Next, although the side loaders are definitely best, you gotta be careful because you might guess the wrong side and ruin the corner of your cards.
Bad binder behavior. behavior.
The opening is not always on the same side on each page, so just look for the edge, and even if you know what side it's on, just take some care. Don't just like ram your cards inside. It's not a coincidence that in the word caressed spells card. Okay, that one's a little bit of a stretch. They don't always land, but you know what I mean. Now, I do recommend putting sleeves on your cards before putting them into your binder. You could pop a regular penny sleeve and then insert that in, but for binders, I do actually prefer the perfect fit sleeves. They fit so much nicer into the binder, and plus there's less worry about sticking, which can sometimes happen in certain weather conditions. You could just sleeve up your hitters, but I mean, I want to preserve the entire collection, so yeah, I fit sleeve the entire set, and I've got peace of mind from there. Yes, it's a bit of extra work, but that's how I roll. Here's something not to do. Store your binders on top of each other like this.
Bad binder behavior.
Sure, everything is laying flat, but if any one of these binders for some reason had a page pressed up against a ring, you're just putting more weight on it. Just store them spine out like books at a library, and over time you'll amass this amazing collection that'll look like the university library, but it's all Pokemon cards. That'd be dope. Also, be careful where you store these binders. Yes, the binders will protect, but not against everything, especially when it comes to humidity and heat. The absolute worst place to store these things would be in your attic. I get it if your mom put them there years ago to get them out of sight, but if that's the case, get them out now. The attic is the hottest part of the house, and that heat over time, combined with any moisture that's up there, could cause your cards to stick, or worse, deteriorate. Remember those cards that I showed you earlier? Yeah, those were producer Dan's cards from his childhood that were stuck in an attic for years. Dan, I'm sorry, but that is
Bad binder behavior.
Now, that makes me wonder, does where you live affect the condition of your stored cards? Well, in the meantime, YouTube says you want to watch this video next, so I'll see you there.